Hey guys, Jacob and Mario here. So today we're going to be talking about why there aren't more Yuri anime being made. Because there's sort of been a trend recently where it's starting to pick up, or so you've told me.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's only been more recently. Yuri anime has been more accepted as a legitimate sort of, I don't want to say legitimate, but a more legitimate thing that's not just focused on hentai.
Yeah, definitely.
It's actually focused on, yes, there's Yuri in it, but it has some sort of plot.
Girls can love girls and it won't be weird.
Yes, and it's just not over-sexualized.
Yeah,
or just focused towards men, actually focused towards women and men.
I dig that. I think this is actually a really good, prominent discussion point for us.
Yeah.
Because, there should be more stuff for a more inclusive audience.
Yes.
Okay, so the first thing I think of people calling for more Yuri anime is this a Western thing? Is it pressure from the West? That we want this, and Japanese business being Japanese business is just been ignoring it. Because, let's be fair, there is a huge essence of inclusivity in Western culture.
It's hard for me.
In pop culture.
It's hard for me to say because I'm not heavily invested in the whole Yuri sort of sub-branch. So it's hard for me to say. I can only make observations about what I've seen, news I've heard.
For sure.
Obviously, with Yuri, it's only been, as I just mentioned, something that's recently come up as more acceptable, more legitimate, and they're making anime that are focused for it. Such things as Citrus.
No, Citrus is wonderful.
And, was it Kakura Trick and Kunohana Kiten? There is a couple of Yuri anime that have sort of been like, hey, look, we can make anime that are just not like purely fucking hentai.
Yeah.
A little ecchi, sure, but it has somewhat of story to them.
For sure. Like, Citrus is technically ecchi, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty ecchi.
Well, I mean, I watched it. I didn't think it was that intense.
Yeah, it's not that intense, no. But it's some.
I mean, I guess the theme of falling in love with your sister is pretty much like pushes you over the.
We'll say stepsister, because it is stepsister, not actual sister.
There's no blood relations, so bang all you want.
Oh god. But yeah, my notes about it really is obviously the consumer base just isn't there.
Yeah,
it's getting there, but the main part of it should be men have to get interested in it for it to actually become more popular.
And let's be fair, with hormones and whatnot, men aren't too interested in girl love stories unless it's about 5 minutes long and on websites that you need to be over 18 to watch.
Well, what was my notes? Obviously the consumer base isn't into it, tending to focus on males, often a sexual repressed audience, is what my actual note was.
So a lot of Yuri's being made for the male population instead of for girls?
For girls. And
that's a shame.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to just say lesbians are going to be watching Yuri, so that's not really a key aspect, but they tend to focus on that more.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's a story, again, coming to a Western side of looking at it, like, inclusivity is good. It makes people feel like they're a part of something, especially
a little
like
bit of a niche sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's bound to be a lot of bisexual or at least sexually confused girls that are into manga and anime. Yeah,
I know girls really like yaoi, which is why there's more of a yaoi.
Oh, definitely. Yaoi is made for girls, whereas Yuri seems to be made for everyone, and I think that's what they're missing.
Yeah,
they're just kind of middle of the roading it. They're not doing anything.
So get your fan base right, then you can build on that.
I think that's why I like Citrus. If you were to tell a story about actual, like, genuine love and emotion between two girls, like, that's something that you can relate with and feel some sort of empowerment with. Because, I mean, at the beginning of Citrus, our main character is very much into guys.
Yeah.
Like, she's dating a guy, and she realizes that she has feelings for this other girl. And that has to be a sentiment that lots of girls who consume anime have had to have felt.
Yeah.
Like, the fact is they're missing being able to tell a story that can help people. So I think that sucks that they are not really focusing properly. I mean, the fact is we're getting more, so that's good. So it means that people might actually be moving towards
Well, it's a bit
Citrus is very recent, so that's a good sign.
yeah.
Not to be down on it, because we
Well,
are
a lot of this anime
forwards.
are very recent sort of
Yeah.
anime that come out, so that's showing you that it's becoming more like when studios are more often releasing these sort of anime, that means they're becoming more accepted, obviously.
Mm.
The reason why I'm saying that they're becoming more accepted and more popular is because there's barely anything. Obviously, not too many years ago, there was barely anything about
Yeah.
Yuri, and now there's more coming out. So that just shows that
Yuri
there's
was a porn subgenre, not a subgenre of anime.
yeah.
Like, that was really it. And it's good to see that it's
Obviously,
evolved
manga
past that.
with manga, it's a different story. More
For sure.
more manga come out with Yuri aspects in it, and it was more prominent. But when it being made to an anime, there was a wall there that couldn't really be broken through.
And I think, like, on that topic, it's way safer to make a manga than an anime.
Yeah,
Much safer, much cheaper. There's less margin for failure there. People are going to buy it. You can make as much as there is demand, and you're not necessarily going to go in the red. If you spend millions on an anime, it doesn't hit, you're done.
what's like what was it? For it was like a B. I forget what was it, like a B-rate sort of anime.
Right.
It would cost around $150,000 to $300,000 per episode to make.
Oh.
So, yeah,
Yeah, that's a lot. I don't know how much it costs to make a manga, but I'm almost sure that it's
very
not
much
that much.
less. Yeah, it's just you'd probably only need one or two people working on it.
Still
drawing.
images and whatnot.
Yeah.
Making it has become a lot easier too recently. Like, there are even some good programs you can get on Steam to make your own manga, and that is
surprising.
worrying. But yeah, I think that does come into it, like the profitability margin. Even though it's starting to become more popular, we're not going to see a huge rise.
There won't be a huge influx of it. I don't think there'll ever be, from what we're trying to say here. There won't ever be like it's like everything's Yuri now. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
But there will be more of it, which is probably a good stepping stone. There's the eventuality that these become more a prominent sort of thing, but there's just not the fan base for there.
Well, I have a theory that I researched this for ages, but I couldn't find stats on it. It really annoys me. Japanese business practices are very locked off, very difficult to see behind the curtain. I wanted to try and find out the demographic split between the male and female split on anime consumption and the male-female split on manga, because I'm positive that there is a higher female orientation towards the consumption of manga. Not that it's the majority, but if it was, say, 30% on anime, it would probably be 45 on manga. You get what I'm saying? Not those numbers specifically.
I think the perception you're going with, I know for a fact that I probably see more women drawing and writing manga than I would see men.
Yeah, well, across Yuri and Yaoi, there's
but usually women are more sort of creative, so that's probably why. But
and that it's clear that they want to tell their own stories. If you look at like Dojushinji, the essentially fan-made manga comic books.
Oh, Doshijin. Yep.
Yeah, I can't say Japanese words. Look at how white I am. But yeah,
I'm white too.
there's been a huge flux of that recently. Like when I was in Japan recently, there are entire sections in the anime stores that are these fan-made anime that you can just manga that you can buy.
I thought that's always been a thing.
It was not something I was so until recently.
Oh right, okay, just being aware of it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like
I can get that. Like the general audience stuff. If you're not from Japan and you're just sort of from a Western sort of society, you're probably not going to see much of that. You only get to see what comes out of Japan.
And what I saw from looking at a few is that there's quite a big amount of sexualization there, but they're almost always written by women. there's a lot of female authors who are writing their own stories and telling their own thing. So it's clear that there's demand here. So how do we make that to the, not the big screen, but to the screen in general? Like, it's clear that it's a thing.
Big screen, you're saying movie-wise, but small screen would be, like, I guess,
just the screen
related.
in general.
Well, I mean, for any studio to make any anime, it's pretty extensive process.
Yeah.
And this sort of stuff's picked out way in advance. So
definitely,
we're on the cups of. I think this may even, like, the reason why there was so many this year was probably a tester.
Yeah, you think they're like testing the waters?
Well, I mean, they usually do a lot of testing for any sort of genre, and they just trickle it in, see how it goes.
For sure.
Goes well, then
Does that mean we're nearly done with them testing generic guys in black coats as fantasy protagonists?
No.
Has this been the testing?
They've already tested that, and they know that whatever they put out, it's going to sell, and it does.
Damn it.
Surprisingly, it sells. Even though it's so shit.
Because they always just hope that black coat won't stay on for long. But, I mean, yeah, I think it really comes down to an issue of this genre seems to exist in a much stronger capacity, Yuri and Yaoi, as the written form.
There's definitely more of a niche for them. And whenever you have something that's really niche based, you have more fans that are more like they're going to spread the message more than someone who's just like, if something's generic or like a generic harem or generic series like SEO or whatever.
It's a hard sell.
Yeah, then you're not going to have people who are that interested in it. And like, you're not going to go up to your friend, have you seen Sword Art Online?
Yeah.
No, but if you had a friend,
your mate's gonna have watched Sword Art Online. That's why.
Yeah, but Yuri is a different thing. If they're really into Yuri, it's like, you should watch this because this is cool and it's got two chicks kissing. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Or even trying to sell the opposite of, hey man, you gotta watch this ice skating anime. Oh yeah, what's in it? Well, it's these two hot guys, but that's not
it's
the point.
It's called Yuri and Ice. I know it's confusing, but it's actually kind of yaoi.
Yeah, there's this brilliant show that really delves into the human emotion. Oh yeah, what happens? Well, this girl, like, falls in love with her stepsister. That's really hard to try and push on people.
Yeah.
And we don't even have it in Western culture at the moment. We don't have a show that really on the mainstream is about two girls or two guys. They tried two guys years ago with a show called The New Normal that lasted two seasons.
Modern Family, but
Modern Family, but that's
they weren't the main, the supporting cast.
Yeah,
it's usually the gay couples are usually the supporting cast,
which is a shame because they're usually the most likable.
Yeah,
but I mean, it does seem to be a culture thing, and it's shocking, personally, seeing Japan testing the waters for this to happen. Like you said, if this is a test, it's like.
It feels like a test.
That's really cool to think that they could then push it to a more mainstream level of making it normal.
Well, when we say mainstream, we're not mentioning like how mainstream some other anime are right now.
Our mainstream is different to other mainstream.
It's just more prominent. You'll probably see more
mainstream
of them.
To a Western audience, I guess.
Yeah. You'll see more of them probably coming out. But
what the West considers mainstream is often not mainstream in Japan.
But from what I know of these series, they did pretty well.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I've seen Citrus everywhere.
Yeah, so I expect them to do more because they did well. Remains to be seen.
Yeah, it does.
But we just thought we'd bring up the topic because we noticed
it's a good discussion point.
Yeah, we noticed that there were Yuri anime that were coming out. They weren't just hentai based.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. Sure, they might be a little ecchi.
And I want to call out my anime list because literally your whole Yuri section there, I had a look. It's just hentai. You need to fix that.
You only have 42.
Yeah, you only have 42 there, and most of them are just hentai related stuff.
Citrus isn't even on there.
Yeah, I couldn't find Citrus.
Come on.
That's what the hell.
That's trailblazing.
Did you not put the genre on there? Because it's definitely a Yuri anime.
Well, at least there's voice for change here at Anime Chat Reviews.
Yes.
Friend of the people. Lover of Yuri.
Friends of the people.
We laugh, but we really do care about diversity and the fact that everyone should have something that they like and enjoy represented just as much as they should. So, if there are any Yuri anime that you think we should watch, if there's anything that you think should be brought up as discussion. If you have a point towards what we discussed,
or if you think we're totally full of crap, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we're completely wrong.
Yeah,
we could be.
Give us your opinion.
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah,
we're almost always right. Anyways, guys, throw it down in the comments. You know we'll be there. We love chatting with you, and we will see you in the next video.
So yeah.
Peace.